Choose Dayton 24/7 now.
Good morning, I'm Nathan Edwards.
And I'm Alex King. Here's 3 quick stories to get your day started. Celtic Fest starts tonight at Riverscape Metro Park in downtown Dayton. The 3-day festival is free and full of Irish fun.
Oh, we know the Irish, they love to have their fun.
A lot they do, that they do.
Ah, yes. You know what, this could be so much fun with the roads blocked off down there. They're going to have multiple stages set up, so
it's going to be fun.
Should be a great time, full of great music. And
and I believe Tage is going to have some dancers on later today.
Oh, well,
so
Tage better dance, even though we know how that goes. Yeah. This Sunday, take the kids out to Carillon Park for a special musical experience. Here, the Bell Tower plays songs like Pure Imagination, A Rainbow Connection, and songs from Mary Poppins.
Amazing.
And what's amazing is the what's it called? A carillonneur. Carillonneur is a person who sits inside actually plays the bells.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, so I always thought it was automatic, but I guess not.
Yeah, that's going to be a really unique experience. I love that.
Yeah, plus it's free.
I got goosebumps when you said Pure Imagination.
Oh, I'm sure it sounds great.
Yeah. And the Ugly Duckling restaurant is now open at its new location in St. Anne's Hill. Head out for a look at the new menu, including items like gluten-free waffles and berry sunny salad.
Yeah, they're also known for their super greasy breakfasts as well. So
love a good greasy breakfast.
Yeah, they've done like a Bill's donut sandwich before.
Oh, yeah.
These real sick burritos. I mean, like, yes.
Yeah, exciting stuff. Great location for it. So
yeah, no kidding.
Yeah. Here is a live look over the Miami Valley thanks to Skycam. Still pretty dark out there this morning, but it's a little chilly out there.
Chilly? It ain't bad.
I'm a baby.
It feels great.
You know
this is like normal weather, but you know what? Yesterday was gorgeous. Let's hope for more of it today. Let's check in with meteorologist Nick Maruziak.
Well, temperatures are cooler than yesterday by at least a handful of degrees, 5 to 10 if you're being fair. Low 60s, upper 50s. So, yeah, I guess for some of us it's chilly. Oh, I hate to say that when it's 60. Wait till it gets into the 30s and 20s. Anyway, point of the matter is, if you're going to Day Air Ballpark, of course, another one thing you could do downtown. We've got that. We've got, just a bunch of stuff, including Pineapple Fest as well this weekend. So we'll touch on that in just a half hour. So either way, going to be a great day to catch a ball game. Temperatures will be around 80 at first pitch. By the 7th inning, they should be in the mid-70s. Frankly, this is going to be a gorgeous, gorgeous day overall. We will see a hot and humid weekend at times, though, so keep that in mind. On the roads this morning, a couple things we're tracking right for now. It does look like
health screenings and vaccines.
They not only protect the individual, but they also ensure that the entire population has a level of immunity that allows other kids that may not be able to get the vaccines for legitimate health reasons to still be protected, because it reduces the amount of circulating disease that we are going to be seeing out there.
But Dr. Clone says the next few weeks could be crucial in setting up your student for success this school year.
Get them back into reading and writing, a little bit of practicing, so that when the school year begins, they've already had some of that reestablishing of what is going to be expected of them.
K through 12 students in Ohio are now required to get several shots to go to school. Those students must have a total of 5 shots, including measles and chickenpox. As students head into 7th grade, they will also need to get the Tdap and meningococcal shots. You can find all of this information and more back to school reminders on our website, Dayton247now.com.
The Ohio Supreme Court ruling yesterday that boneless chicken wings can have bones in them. This stems from a suit that man claimed he'd ordered 8 boneless wings that actually did have bones. The bones got stuck in his throat and tore his esophagus, causing serious medical complications. He sued the restaurant, supplier, and the farm that produced the chicken, claiming negligence. But in a 4-3 ruling, the Ohio Supreme Court says boneless wings refers to a cooking style, and the man should have reasonably expected and be guarded against bones, since it's common knowledge that chickens naturally have bones. Dissenting justices called this decision, quote, utter jabberwocky. I haven't heard that one. Okay. Going on to say, in part, quote, still, you have to give the majority its due. It realizes boneless wings are not actually wings, and that chicken fingers are not actually fingers. Now, we want to know, do you feel this ruling is right? Over 97% say no, with just under 3% agreeing with the decision. We'd love to hear what you think. Head over to Dayton 24/7 Now's X account. You can take the phone and scan the QR code on your screen. That'll take you to the poll. Utter jabberwocky. Haven't heard that. That was a nice surprise this morning.
Yeah, interesting. Our time right now is 5:09. Don't forget, you can get your headlines scrolling at the bottom of the screen.
And your weather on the side of your screen all morning long, even during commercials.
We're partnering with Crayons to the classroom and Raising Canes to better prepare kids as they head back to school. How you can join along and the help up next.
And here's what we're looking at this morning. Quiet conditions, but we do expect things to turn a little bit more busy over the next week or so. We'll have your detailed forecast coming up after the break. You're watching Your Day.
classroom.
On Dayton 24/7 now.
Here's what we're looking at this morning as you gear up. It is quiet, quiet, quiet. And we'll be quiet up until we get into Sunday, and that's at the absolute bare earliest. Today we are going to be aiming for the low to mid 80s. This is going to be a rather peaceful period, if you will. Mild-ish, I would fair to say. Yeah, it's warm enough that you could jump in a pool, but with the lack of humidity, it's not going to be super unbearable to be outside. Now, where things get a little bit interesting is for tomorrow, because we'll start out upper 50s, cooler, drier, you name it. By the time we get into the afternoon and evening, we expect these temperatures to rise into the mid to upper 80s, and frankly, it is going to become humid outside. From that point on, the humidity starts to really ramp for Sunday. I think Sunday itself may actually stay dry during the daytime. Sunday night, though, that's your first wave of rain. We've dropped Monday's temperature because it could be based on the timing of that first wave. On again, off again showers throughout the daytime, just an unsettled day. Meantime, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday all will feature at least some chance of showers and thunderstorms. So again, we are talking about the potential for there to be some heartier rain showers as we get into the middle of next week. On the roads this morning, 35 is shut down at this stage as you head out towards Xenia. We are working to get some information on what has caused that closure, but it has been closed since I got into work. So it gives you an idea that this is a longer term delay. If you are trying to travel from Dayton to Xenia, try and find an alternate route, whether that's some of the back ways from the Beaver Creek area, whether that's trying to follow some of the detours that they may have set up. Those are all ideas, but as of right now, again, 35 eastbound is shut down between Orchard Lane and Champaign Road.
Kids of all ages need the right tools to make the most of their education. This week, Dayton 24/7 Now is partnering with Crayons to Classrooms to help provide school supplies for local students. Tage joins us now with a closer look at the impact this organization has in the Miami Valley.
We're continuing to highlight a great local nonprofit in our region who supports teachers and their students in having supplies and keeping them prepared for success in our school system. That would be Crayons to Classrooms, and joining us today is their development manager, our friend Diane. It is a pleasure to be with you today. How are you doing?
Great, thanks so much for coming.
We are happy to be here at your facility today, and I wanted to remind our audience real quick, what is the primary mission of Crayons to Classrooms? What is the focus of this organization?
So we secure and distribute school supplies for completely free to teachers and students in need across the Miami Valley.
That is a great mission, and I'm sure a mission that has helped so many students and so many teachers over the years. I want to talk about your position here at Crayons to Classrooms. I know you're relatively new to the team. What is it that you do here? Give me the details.
So as the development manager, I'm responsible for part of the fundraising. In cooperation with the development director, we work on grants, we have annual giving, we have sponsorships and donations.
Is fundraising something that can be a bit tough in this kind of realm? I know it probably takes a lot of money to run an organization like this.
Yeah, but you'd be surprised. Like, I think we're small but mighty. We really multiply the impact of every dollar that we get by about 5. So yeah, a little goes a long way.
I love that. A little can go a long way. So if anybody's watching at home right now and they're thinking, hey, we want to support this organization, what are some of the ways that you think it's the best way for them to support you? How can they really make a difference in your lives, making a difference in other people's lives?
So we would love it if people would check out our website. You can go to crayonstoclassrooms.org. You can make a financial donation there. You can sign up to be a volunteer. You can get in touch with us if you're interested in sponsoring something. There's a lot of different ways to engage with our mission.
And we're just about out of time. The last thing I'll ask you, I know you're the development manager, so what's on the horizon? What's the long-term development of this organization look like?
We just want to serve every school where at least 60% of the kiddos are on free or reduced lunch and they really have needs. We want to be able to give them what they need for success at school and beyond.
Already a great mission, and they're looking to expand that mission even more. My friend Diane, it was a pleasure to chat with you today. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Kids of all ages need the right tools to make the most of their education. Dayton 24/7 Now is partnering with Crayons to Classroom all week to provide school supplies as they head back to class. Help us stuff the bus. It's parked outside of our studio at 2245 Corporate Place in Miamisburg. Make sure you bring your donations off and drop them off in the bins.
Our time right now is 5:19. Still to come.
So this tiny little thing right here is part of the world's first dual-chamber leadless pacemaker system. I'm Liz Bonus. How it's making a life-changing difference. It is just ahead.
You're watching Your Day.
Take Dayton. Today, just minutes from I-675 and 70 in Fairborn.
It's time for Pet of the Day. Of course, here on Your Day, we celebrate your pets, and every once in a while you get a kind of a different pet, and typically on Fridays we try and show off some of them. I believe this is Rebecca Stacy who sent in her 2 pets, and I was kind of interested because 2 different pets here. One is a bearded dragon, as you see there. That is Lemon, and the other is a milk snake, and or corn snake, excuse me. Kind of interesting because obviously I'm not a huge snake person, but every once in a while you just gotta get out of your comfort zone, right? And today I think it's comfort zone weather. Temperatures low to mid 80s. It'll start out a little bit cool, but look at your temperatures by 10 a.m. It's in the mid 70s. By the time we get towards noontime, upper 70s, almost low 80s. 2 to 6 p.m. it will continue to be in the low 80s, and with the sunshine it is going to feel rather nice outside. But again, if you're going to be out and about today, this is the day to do it because we do have some hot and humid weather throughout much of the week ahead. All right, on 35, it is shut down right now. That was due to a crash involving a motorcycle and semi that happened at about 2:30 this morning. So they have closed it between Orchard Lane and Treybine Road. If you're familiar with that area, you know that that's a way to get from Dayton to Xenia. So you could either try and take the 675, take some of the back roads as you go through. Greene County to get to Xenia, or they may have a detour in around that area. So again, 35 eastbound between Treybine and Orchard Lane closed off due to an early crash involving a motorcycle and a semi.
One of the first patients to receive some high-tech heart help is saying thank you to the team that helped. Medical reporter Liz Bonus shares how it's all part of the newest two-part pacemaker system.
Hey there, everybody. Looking at a part of the world's first dual-chamber leadless pacemaker system. One of the first patients in the nation to have this implanted outside of clinical trials says having this has been life-changing.
His name is Richard Franksman, and by the time this avid hiker and outdoorsman was referred to Dr. Mohammed Sino of Kentucky's St. Elizabeth Heart and Vascular Institute, he not only was feeling short of breath,
I was having heart palpitations and feeling weird heartbeats through I could feel my pulse through my stomach and things like that.
It was all due to what's called
bradycardia, or slow heart rate.
The problem was that an initial procedure where Rich had one leadless pacemaker put into his heart didn't solve the problem. So as this animation provided by Abbott shows, Dr. Sano's team put in a second one.
Once that technology was becoming available, we were the first ones in the region to get that technology, and our patient was the first one to receive it in the whole region.
Sure enough, this Aveir DR dual-chamber pacemaker system, which allows two pacemakers to sync up the top and bottom chambers of the heart, regulated Rich's heartbeat.
He's doing great. Clinically, he feels better. His shortness of breath and fatigue is better. His dizzy spells are less, and we're doing this with synchrony between the top and the bottom in a physiologic way.
As Dr. Sano showed me, the second pacemaker was fed into the heart from an incision in the groin.
Once we're satisfied with our numbers, we release the pacemaker.
And for Rich Franksman, it's worked.
Within a few days, I'm thinking, yeah, this is better. And then the palpitations ceased or whatever. They never came back.
Rich says his heart now just full of gratitude that once again he's back on the path to good health.
So far, this dual-chamber procedure has a 98% success rate in initial clinical trials. Longer studies are now underway. With your health news, I'm Liz Bonus reporting.
The CDC now says the infant mortality rate increased for the first time in more than 2 decades. Final records show more than 20,000 babies died before their first birthday in 2022. Overall, there was a 3% increase in infant deaths from 2021. Some of the leading causes of death were maternal complications, unintentional injuries, and birth defects. Experts say any increase in deaths is a cause for concern.
If you're watching this year's Olympics and wishing you could look like those athletes, take a step back. Experts say comparing yourself to the world's top athletes is unrealistic. These competitors spend most of their lives training for this one moment. Optimizing their bodies is their full-time job. Comparing yourself to them could lead to feelings of guilt or shame. However, experts say Olympians can also inspire people to set healthy physical goals while recognizing they won't likely make it to the Olympics.
Winners at the 2024 Summer Olympic Games in Paris will bring home a piece of history. Each medal features a piece of the Eiffel Tower's original iron structure. Following renovation work during the 20th century, certain metallic elements were removed from the iconic landmark and were carefully preserved. They have now been repurposed to create the medal's hexagonal centerpiece, a reference to France's geometric shape. The Summer Games kick off in the City of Light today.
Our time right now is 5:28. Here's a live look at the U.S. Capitol, where House Republicans passed a symbolic resolution rebuking Vice President Kamala Harris. Coming up, why they're blaming her for issues at the southern border.
And a federal court is blocking part of a bill that's aimed to restrict who voters can go to help with absentee ballots. How an organization fought back in a win for voters with disabilities next.
You're watching Your Day. And today's
Nature's bounty. It's in your nature.
Good morning, I'm Nathan Edwards.
And I'm Alex King. Here's 3 quick stories to get your day started. Motorists called 911 when a family of ducks were spotted trying to cross the highway and ducking up the flow of traffic. Troopers came and escorted the birds somewhere safe.
Wow. Look at them. Oh, that's, well, you know what? This is a good ending, I guess, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, they look scared.
Look at them. They're just stuck right there.
Yes, because
Mom was probably so worried about her babies.
cars are so unnatural, especially to those little ones.
Definitely.
But hey, look, they stopped the highway, got them across.
Yeah, they're safe.
In the first trailer for the upcoming Bob Dylan biopic, A Complete Unknown starring Timothy Chalamet has just been released. And it shows Chalamet doing his own singing as the popular singer-songwriter.
Yeah, I haven't watched the trailer. I keep seeing it all over social media, but I think Timothy is going to obviously be amazing.
I can do my own Bob Dylan singing.
Let's hear it.
With Bob Dylan singing the song. That's how the songs sound, right?
Yeah.
Your day.
Pretty good.
Anyways.
And after weeks of triple-digit temps with no end in sight, staff of the Phoenix Zoo decided to treat the animals with a faux snow day to cool them off. They even provided cool snacks and shaved ice for them to enjoy. Look at this. Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah, that looks fun. I would.
Oh, they love it.
I mean, there's nothing that makes me happier than like a slushie or a snow cone, so I can imagine.
Well, they're right there with you. All these animals. They're all loving it. That's so sweet.
A little blood ice cube for the tiger. How about that? Now we're following a little bit of breaking news this morning.
That's right. All lanes on US 35 East at South Orchard Lane are shut down following a crash between a motorcycle and a semi.
Now this happened around 2:30 this morning. You want to take a closer look here at the ODOT images on your screen. Now this is if you're heading into Xenia from like the Beaver Creek area. And if you are heading that way, you already know that traffic is pretty busy this time of the morning. So you definitely want to keep this in mind. If you can work around this, it's going to be a good idea. It's not clear how long this is going to take to clear up. And of course, we will continue to bring you updates from the Breaking News Center all morning long. To get breaking news push alerts sent directly to your phone, download the Dayton 24/7 app in Google Play and Apple App Stores.
Now let's take a live look from Dayton this morning. It's dark still, so can't really see much, but it's feeling pretty good out there.
Yeah.
Good start to the day.
And you know what? I think we're looking forward to a good one. Let's check in with meteorologist Nick Maruziak to look at our forecast.
All right, here's what we're looking at for today. Temperatures 5 to 10 degrees cooler than this time 24 hours ago. We are upper 50s and low 60s. This is a cooler morning, but not that cold, let's be honest here. You know, we do get some mornings where it gets down into the 50s. I think tomorrow is actually going to do that, but that's besides the point. This is not the worst start to a day. Meantime, if we're going to Pineapple Fest, of course, that goes from 3 to 10. That is in Austin Landing over in the Miamisburg area. That'll continue with a lot of sunshine. Difference is the temperatures may become quite warm. Will be mid to upper 80s for tomorrow. Now, I'm gonna leave the breaking traffic to the anchors, but I just want to focus on everything else that's going on right now. So 74, 35, 675, no major crashes on those. Of course, 35 is shut down as you go towards Xenia, so that is going to be a big problem. But other than that, right now, I think the big concern may just be your areas where we do have the road construction up and down 75. Keep that in mind as you head out the door.
A trial date's now been set for the woman accused of assaulting a DPS bus driver last year. 29-year-old Martia Franklin will stand trial on August 5th. She faces 1 count of felonious assault with serious physical harm. Back in December of 2023, a camera on the school bus appears to show Franklin walking onto the bus and punching a driver in the face. The bus driver suffered a broken nose and orbital fracture. Prosecutors say Franklin was upset the driver didn't pick up her son at a stop at Emerson Academy. You can find all of our previous coverage of this story on Dayton247now.com. Just click on Crisis in the Classroom heading in the News tab.
A woman is now waking up behind bars this morning and will be for the next several years. Police found 26-year-old Rabia Mabali, a small child in poor conditions in a Fairborn apartment. Back in January, police say her 3-year-old was laying in a room covered in bug bites and underweight. Mabali was convicted of felony assault and child endangerment after pleading no contest back in May. That means she did not admit to nor disputed those charges. Mabali was sentenced to 7 to 10.5 years and was credited for nearly half a year of jail time served.
A federal court now finding a provision in Ohio's House Bill 458 violates the Voting Rights Act.
This is a win for voters with disabilities, coming after the League of Women Voters of Ohio filed a lawsuit against the state.
Jenny Borick breaks down the decision.
This section of the bill limits who can have or return another person's absentee ballot. The League of Women Voters argued this unlawfully affects voters with disabilities who may need help from someone who isn't authorized under this part of the bill, and they won.
We had been hearing about these challenges for a long time, both from caregivers as well as voters with disabilities.
On Monday, a federal court ordered a provision in House Bill 458 can no longer be enforced against a voter with disabilities or anyone who assists a voter with disabilities when returning an absentee ballot. The League of Women Voters of Ohio sued the state over this section. In the expedited case, the judge ruling that section violates the Voting Rights Act, which allows a voter with disabilities to select whoever they want to assist them with their absentee ballot.
Our concern with 458 was that it made it a felony for grandkids, roommates, in-laws, and other common sense helpers to assist their loved ones while voting.
These relations you see here are allowed to assist any absentee voter, but before this ruling, there were no exceptions for voters with disabilities. Previously, anyone not on this list that helped with an absentee ballot could be charged with a fourth-degree felony. I asked Ohio State Senator Niraj Antani, a co-sponsor of this bill, why this provision was included.
We want to make sure that ballots are returned to the Board of Elections securely, and anytime random people can collect ballots and return them, that is not secure.
The court's ruling means felony charges can no longer be applied to anyone assisting a voter who has a disability with their absentee ballot. I reached out to Ohio Secretary of State Frank LaRosa's office about this ruling. It responded saying, quote, "We obviously disagree with the decision and will be consulting with our counsel, the Attorney General, on next steps. This is a challenge to a law passed by the General Assembly, which has the exclusive authority to set the rules of Ohio's elections, so they'll likely be considering the court's ruling here as well," end quote. Antani sharing his thoughts as well.
In my opinion, we should do whatever we can within the guise of the law to ensure that, ballots are returned securely.
Now, Attorney General Yost will decide if the state is going to appeal the court's decision, but for now, the provision can only be applied to people helping voters who do not have disabilities. Back to you.
House Republicans passing a symbolic resolution Thursday rebuking Kamala Harris over the Biden administration's handling of the border.
I rise to condemn Vice President Kamala Harris for her failed and dangerous policies as Joe Biden's border czar that caused the most catastrophic border crisis in modern history.
The tally was 220 to 196, with 6 Democrats joining Republicans. The passage comes as Republicans call attention to the vice president's oversight of the border after she became the presumptive Democratic nominee this week. Now, Democrats, meanwhile, are criticizing the resolution as pointless.
And the only reason that Republicans are doing this today is to distract the American people from the fact that they still can't get anything done here on the House floor that will actually benefit the American people.
The White House has dismissed the attacks on Harris. Instead, it's criticizing GOP lawmakers for rejecting the bipartisan border deal senators struck earlier this year.
Some congressional Democrats and advocates want to make changes to the Supreme Court. They are continuing their push to expand SCOTUS to balance out its conservative slant. Senator Ed Markey says Congress must pass the Judiciary Act. The measure would expand the High Court by adding 4 seats, creating a 13-justice bench. Markey and the other Democratic co-sponsors first introduced the legislation 2 years ago.
It's simple, it's direct, and it's been done before, and it's constitutional. We must expand the court.
Markey and other Democrats argue the court has become too partisan. The legislation follows several controversial decisions from the court. That includes overturning the constitutional right to an abortion, as well as the presidential immunity ruling. Republicans have blasted the idea as court packing, painting it as an attempt to weaponize the court.
Our time right now is 5:41. Don't forget you can get your headlines scrolling at the bottom of your screen.
And your weather on the side of the screen all morning long, even during commercials.
Big changes are coming to Southwest Airlines. I'm Jeff Harrison, Washington. Coming up, what the company is adding that could have you paying more for your next flight.
And if you're going to the pool today, should be a fantastic day, but we'll talk about when the next chance of rain's headed our way. You're watching Your Day.
Lawyers at Elk & Elk. Call 1-800-ELK-OHIO.
We're following breaking news this morning. Former President Barack Obama and his wife Michelle have officially endorsed Vice President Kamala Harris for this year's presidential election. The former president said he couldn't be prouder to endorse Harris. The VP thanked the Obamas for their support and expressed gratitude for their decades-long friendship. Obama did not immediately endorse Harris after President Joe Biden announced he was dropping out of the race. A source says the former two-term president believed it was important for the Democratic Party to have a legitimate process for delegates to select a new nominee. We will continue to bring you updates from the Breaking News Center all morning long. To get breaking news push alerts sent directly to your phone, download our Dayton 24/7 Now app in the Google Play and Apple App Stores.
All right, well, we are going to see things be a little bit quiet for today. Let's be honest here, low 80s, sunshine. It's about as quiet as you could get. So what I want to do is focus in on the longer term pattern, because I think it's going to get, at bare minimum, unsettled and perhaps a little bit busy. So first things first, the first wave arrives seemingly sometime between Sunday night and Monday. I think that the waves of energy will continue throughout the area on Monday. What it means for us is we could have multiple chances at showers and thunderstorms across the area. Then as we get into Tuesday, well, same goes. Wednesday, although trending a little bit quieter, perhaps morning, afternoon, still think that there's the threat of rain even into Thursday. So again, this is a very much so potentially active pattern for us. And you compare that to yesterday and today, it's the furthest thing from it. So my message for right now is enjoy today while it lasts, enjoy tomorrow, although it's going to be hot and humid, and eventually we will get those rain chances, which means some of us have some inside projects to do.
Big changes are coming to Southwest Airlines. Jeff Harris explains why they're being made.
Part of the reason for these changes is demand. Southwest says 80% of customers want assigned seats, but another reason could be to boost revenue after the airline's second quarter profit dropped 46% compared to last year. Ramnath Chalapa, a professor of information systems, tells us for more than 50 years, Southwest has offered flights the same way, without premium seating on a first-come, first-served basis.
Their idea was that everybody is the same. You know, there's only prices that differ on the basis of when you purchase the ticket. And even that was relatively minimal compared to most of the other airlines.
But now that seating model is going away. Similar to other airlines, Southwest will assign seats, offer premium seating, and extended legroom options, something Chalapa says is to help boost revenue.
It's probably they're realizing they are missing a huge chunk of revenue that the big airlines like American, Delta, and United are getting from seat assignments.
Moving forward, Chris Hydock, an assistant professor at Tulane University, believes this seating change could possibly open the door for future policy changes as well.
Becoming like everyone else, start charging change fees and charging for luggage, or if this is just one way for Southwest to remove one pain point to their process that, it seems like most consumers didn't like anyway.
As for whether or not other airlines will start to make policy changes, Hydock says it's not likely since many already have these pricing models in place.
Southwest becoming more like everybody else, I don't think that necessarily means everybody else is going to change.
Now, similar to Walmart, Southwest uses an everyday low pricing model, meaning flights aren't listed on any type of search engine. So even with these policy changes, Southwest flights still won't be on Expedia. I'm Jeff Harris reporting from Washington.
Our time right now is 5:48, still to come.
The looming retirement crisis for women. I'm Angela Brown in Washington, D.C. The gender gap between men and women on money saved for retirement and the reasons why.
You're watching Your Day.
Playtime.
summer.
On ABC 22.
The Dayton 24/7 Now News app, brought to you by the Jeff Schmidt Auto Group.
Experts warning of a looming retirement crisis that could hit women harder than men. Angela Brown explains.
Beth Gifford has walked the walk, leaving work to raise kids' retirement savings on hold.
I'm sort of falling behind from my male counterparts.
The second time taking a break, caring for parents, this time walking away with a plan.
My husband and I talked about it. We were going to continue to save as though I was still contributing to my 401k.
But many women do not have a safety net. A new report published in Yahoo Finance found the median retirement savings for men, $157,000. Women, $50,000. So what's the plan? The Center for Retirement Research found 55% of women say they'll work past 65. Experts say that's not a solution.
Living longer is not the same thing as being able to work longer or being more attractive to an employer.
Beth is an adjunct professor for the business school at Cedarville University. Each year she gives women just starting their careers this advice.
Don't take a job if you don't get a sign-on bonus and you don't have a 401 match.
As for women over 40 who feel behind,
the maximum to save in your employer's 401k this year, if you're under 50, is $23,000. But if you're over 50, it's $30,000. Take advantage of that and get involved in the catch-up.
Other factors that can make retirement financially more stressful for women. Women are living longer than men. Social Security benefits may be smaller. And also great divorce, couples separating later in life, straining retirement savings. In Washington, D.C., I'm Angela Brown.
Our time right now is 5:52. What kind of bagel can fly? A plain bagel. It's National Bagel Fest Day. We have all the ways you can celebrate this tasty breakfast item next.
You're watching Your Day.
Drugs and crime.
Weekdays at 10 a.m. on ABC 22.
All right, well, here's what's going on this morning. We are going to see some quiet weather for today. Realistically, the next few days are actually going to be somewhat quiet. It's really more a case of we go from dry to humid and then eventually start talking about rain chances than it is anything else. As for today, low to mid 80s, frankly, could be a whole lot worse. We are going to see a lot of sunshine across the board. So this is definitely a day where you can get outside with the kids. You can enjoy it that way. You can hang out, maybe go to the pool if you're inclined to do that. Tomorrow, much more of a pool day if you ask so myself. Frankly, tonight with temperatures in the upper 50s, it won't feel that bad tomorrow morning. But if you're out and about later and later, it'll be highs in the mid to upper 80s. Rest of the forecast, upper 80s with chances of rain through the middle of next week. If you're on the roads this morning, 35 is still shut down as of right now as you head out towards Xenia over by Orchard Lane. That's where there was an earlier fatal crash between a semi and a motorcycle, so keep that in mind if you're heading that way. Other than that, no issues at this stage.
As if the fact that it's Friday isn't great enough by itself, it's also National Bagel Fest Day. And it's really up to you if you want to go with the classic fave or try a new flavor. And there's plenty to choose from, whether it's sweet or savory. And did you know they were brought to the U.S. by Polish immigrants? Well, the first came to New York, whose residents will tell you that they have the best bagels in the U.S. And Nick, being from the East Coast there, obviously you've probably had a lot of great bagels in your day. Is there like a particular one you got to go with?
Me personally, I always liked an egg bagel. That's just, I was a plain bagel or an egg bagel. There was a spot that we had just around the corner that it was something like get a dozen and get 3 free. And I swear to you, I could eat 2 of them around the corner. It was amazing for
What's
breakfast.
an egg bagel? Like
They just mixed it into the dough a little bit, so it comes out a little bit more yellow. It's got a little different texture and taste. Alex,
I thought you meant a bagel with just an egg on it.
Well, no, there's that too. That's a breakfast sandwich, and that gets
Go down to the bodega, right? Am I speaking the East Coast language now?
No, it's just a bagel shop down the corner.
Okay, I tried. We got a lot more coming up on your day at 6.
Preparing for the school year involves more than just school supplies. Coming up, some recommendations from doctors on keeping kids healthy.
And over the next several days, we'll have chances of rain. We'll talk about when you can expect it and how much we could get. You're watching Your Day.
Miami Valley.
It's Black Friday in July at the Better Sleep Shop.
Good morning, I'm Nathan Edwards.
And I'm Alex King. Here's 3 quick stories to get your day started. Celtic Fest starts tonight at Riverscape Metro Park in downtown Dayton. The 3-day festival is free and full of Irish fun.
Oh, you're full of Irish
Full of the
fun.
Irish.
Listen to you right now. Wow. I mean, look, they have a ton of great music down there. They've got a ton of great beer down there. They've got the food. They've got the dancers. You name it, you got it.
Yeah, so there's no reason that you should not go enjoy it.
Go have some fun. It's going to be insane downtown. And this Sunday, take the kids out to Carillon Park for a special musical experience. Hear the bell tower play songs like Pure Imagination or what?
That was good.
or the Rainbow Connection with Kermit Frog, the Rainbow Connection. Anyways, and songs from Mary Poppins. Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim. Anyways.
Love it, love it. This sounds like a good time, and it'll be a nice little peaceful experience.
Yes, should be good, and yeah, it's just so beautiful out there.
It really is. I love this. Oh.
Yes.
Gorgeous. And the Ugly Duckling restaurant is now open at its new location in St. Anne's Hill. Head out for a look at the new menu, including items like gluten-free waffles and berry sunny salad. So you can grab some breakfast, head out to the Celtic Fest during the day, and also stop by the musical.
You're taking my job, like making people's plans for the weekend. Wow,
Date
Alex.
with Alex instead of date with me.
There you go.
Was that what it was called? Is
Yeah,
that what you were
back
calling
in
it?
the, yeah, that was a while ago.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's good. We're following breaking news at this hour.
All lanes on US 35 East at South Orchard Lane are shut down following a fatal crash between a motorcycle and a semi.
Now, it happened just around 2:30 this morning, and you can see the mess is still very much out there. Let's take a closer look there. As you can see, this is heading towards Xenia. So if you have to head there for work, you want to find a workaround, because clearly it's going to be backed up. I mean, this time of day, it's normally pretty busy out there anyways. So not sure how long exactly it's going to take to clear this all up. But of course, we'll keep a close eye on it all morning long. And we will continue to bring you updates from the Breaking News Center all morning long. To get breaking news push alerts sent directly to your phone, download the Dayton 24/7 Now app in Google Play and Apple App Stores.
Let's have a live look over the Miami Valley thanks to sky cams here behind us. The sun's slowly making its way up.
Yeah, it was a beautiful day yesterday.
Gorgeous.
I went to Kings Island, rode some roller
how was
coasters.
it?
Was
Did you have
fun. I'm getting too old for roller coasters, I've learned. But anyways, let's check in with meteorologist Nick Maruziak with a look at your forecast. Nick, I'm a little sore this morning.
It's all right, Nathan. I was too old for roller coasters 10 years ago, so I'm so proud of you for having that child at heart. You go, man. All right, as for this morning, 5 to 10 degrees cooler than this time 24 hours ago, 62 in Dayton, otherwise upper 50s. Kind of interesting. Dayton's holding on to the 60s by just about by itself. A couple other further to the south. I think as the drier air moves in, probably just about all the area will at one point see those upper 50s. Going up to Pineapple Fest tomorrow, we'll go from the 50s in the morning into the 70s, 80s, and I do think it's upper 80s tomorrow, so it's going to be not just a little bit warm, but actually very warm and also humid as well.
Roads are back open this morning after a reported standoff in Springfield. Officers say the situation started just before 6 p.m. in the 700 block of North Belmont Avenue. It continued for several hours. Now, at first, police said 2 people barricaded themselves in a home. Traffic was blocked off as police investigated. It actually stemmed from a theft involving a firearm. No one barricaded inside. Now, police are looking for possible suspects. We will continue to bring you updates on air and online as soon as we learn more information.
A man is now waking up behind bars this morning. Police arrested 55-year-old Jeffrey Atkinson in connection with a hit and run that left a 9-year-old girl seriously hurt. It happened on Wayne Avenue Monday night. Earlier this week, we showed you this video catching the hit and run on camera. Atkinson was booked into the Montgomery County Jail Tuesday and charged with leaving the scene of an accident, aggravated vehicular assault, and OVI. His bond has been set at $500,000. The 9-year-old is in the ICU and stable. With the new school year and Ohio's annual tax holiday approaching, everyone is gearing up for some back-to-school shopping. So exciting. Eli Burgett visited the Beaver Creek Walmart to find out how you can make the most out of your annual school shopping trip.
When it comes to back-to-school shopping for things like markers, folders, and pencils, the last thing anybody wants is stress. And after speaking with representatives from Walmart, I learned how you can make your shopping experience both easy and inexpensive.
Well, we know our customers are very interested in value and pricing, and so Walmart provides a one-stop shop opportunity for them to get the basics that they need to get their kids back into school.
With the upcoming sales tax holiday being extended from 3 days to 10 days, local retailers are committed to making back-to-school shopping as easy as possible. From introducing sensory-friendly hours to having all of the local school lists on their websites, back-to-school shopping in 2024 is more accessible than ever before. In addition to the sales tax holiday being extended, the items that qualify for the tax exemption have also been changed. For 2024, any tangible personal items under $500 are qualified for the sales tax exemption.
The annual sales tax holiday in Ohio begins on July 30th and runs all the way through August 8th. So at any point during that time, you can stop by your local Walmart or go to walmart.com to see all of the deals that they have. I might actually buy this one. Back to you.
Well, it's hard to believe, but for many, school starts back up in about a month. So it's a good time to start looking for new clothes, pick up school supplies, and make a call to your doctor. Gwen Falloon spoke to Dr. Roberto Colon with Premier Health. She shares his tips on getting your kids ready for the upcoming year.
Has it been more than a year since they have seen their health provider? Are they overdue for any vaccinations?
Dr. Roberto Colon with Premier Health reminding everyone back to school is about a month away.
Every time we start the school year, we end up seeing this increase in respiratory illnesses that doesn't always translate into COVID. Very often, it's going to be the common colds that we see out there, some adenoviruses, occasionally gastrointestinal illnesses.
This is why he says it's so important, not just for your kids, but you as well, to stay up to date on health screenings and vaccines.
They not only protect the individual, but they also ensure that the entire population has a level of immunity that allows other kids that may not be able to get the vaccines for legitimate health reasons to still be protected, because it reduces the amount of circulating disease that we are going to be seeing out there.
But Dr. Colon says the next few weeks could be crucial in setting up your student for success this school year.
Get them back into reading and writing, a little bit of practicing, so that when the school year begins, they've already had some of that reestablishing of what is going to be expected of them.
K through 12 students in Ohio are now required to get several shots to go to school. Those students must have a total of 5 shots, including measles and chickenpox. As students head into 7th grade, they will also need to get the Tdap and meningococcal shots. You can find all of this information and more back to school reminders on our website, Dayton247now.com.
Our time right now is 6:08. Don't forget you can get your headlines scrolling at the bottom of your screen.
And your weather on the side of the screen all morning long, even during commercials.
And it's going to be a much busier week than today or tomorrow. We'll talk about the relative tranquility today and the wet weather on its way for next week. That's coming up on Your Day.
Do you think you have
7:30 on ABC 22.
All right, well, this morning, here's what we're looking at. A quiet start to your AM hours. Frankly, today's going to be quiet. Let me just show you the forecast at a glance, and we'll talk about the next week upcoming. Temperatures low to mid 80s, will be mostly sunny. Temperatures, again, running a little bit below average, but not ridiculously below the average. On the other hand, it's going to turn a lot busier. In terms of timing, I still think Sunday night into Monday brings probably wave number 1. Has been trending more towards overnight as compared to Monday afternoon, Monday evening. But I do expect there to be a window where it's going to be raining perhaps from, let's say, Sunday overnight into Monday afternoon, Monday evening, and then perhaps tapering off before we get into Tuesday before another one. It's just almost an unsettled wave after wave. And what it could also be is just, frankly, pop-up style thunderstorms, especially considering how hot and humid it will be. Now, if you are traveling, the biggest issue continues to remain 35 eastbound as you head towards Xenia. That is where, just past that big sign, if you're familiar with that landmark, as you get into that Beaver Creek, Xenia area, that is where the issues start. You can actually see the line of traffic backing up from that camera. Right for now, though, other than that, there is no other issues, but that could still cause a major headache, especially for those trying to get out to the east.
Our time right now is 6:12. The Ohio Supreme Court making a unexpected ruling on boneless chicken, the peculiar lawsuit that led to this, and how you can share your opinion next.
You're watching Your Day.
Take Dayton 20.
Only on Dayton 24/7 now on ABC 22.
The Ohio Supreme Court ruling yesterday that boneless chicken wings can have bones in them. This stems from a suit filed by a man that claimed he'd ordered 8 boneless wings that actually did have bones. Now, the bones got stuck in his throat and tore his esophagus, causing serious medical complications. He sued the restaurant, supplier, and farm that produced the chicken, claiming negligence. But in a 4-3 ruling, the Ohio Supreme Court says boneless wings refers to a cooking style, and the man should have reasonably expected and be guarded against bones, since it's common knowledge that chickens naturally have bones. Now, dissenting justices called this decision, quote, utter jabberwocky, according to going on to say, excuse me, quote, still, you have to give the majority its due. It realizes boneless wings are not actually wings, and chicken fingers are not actually fingers. And we want to know, do you feel this ruling is right? Over 97% of you say no, with just under 3% agreeing with the decision. We'd love to hear what you think. Just head over to Dayton 24/7 Now X account. You can also take out your phone and scan this QR code on your screen. It'll take you directly to the poll. And I think, look, it sounds outrageous, but I think they make a pretty good point. What?
Wait, you're agreeing with the ruling?
No, I think it's pretty outrageous to say you can say boneless wings and still have bones in them.
Yeah, no, that's
but
so silly.
But the fingers argument does make sense.
No, that's stupid. Obviously, they're not fingers.
Yes, but
they're chicken.
But like, if you could call them fingers, you could call whatever you want. I mean, the world doesn't exist.
Okay, can I ask you? I do want to know. Was it like a piece of a bone, or is this like?
And once you notice that when you're chewing,
it was enough that tore his esophagus.
Yeah, but like if you're, but Alex,
start to swallow.
Alex, think about like common sense right here for a second.
This man is an idiot.
The person, if you're chewing the bone, once you notice there's bones in there.
You two argue with it. We're going to do weather. Go ahead, have fun. This is going to take a while, folks. They may be still in the next break before that ends up. That's going to be a discussion that's going to go on for a while. I could see the wheels in Nathan's head turning there. As for today, because Jabberwocky, yeah. So is our weather. Relatively quiet, rather mildish, low to mid 80s. Frankly, could be a whole lot worse. I do think tonight will be upper 50s, mostly clear, cooler and drier. Worth pointing out that tomorrow starts out cool, but it becomes increasingly hot and humid. Temperatures eventually going to be mid to upper 80s. Then from there, we'll be somewhere upper 80s for Sunday. Trending drier during the day on Sunday. Wouldn't rule out like a late evening shower or thunderstorm, but I think bulk of the rain could arrive overnight and into your Monday morning. Monday itself could be wave number 1 with multiple waves moving through the area. It could also just be pop-up style thunderstorms. I mean, we're talking about very hot and humid weather as it is, so it's not like it's impossible for any one day to produce any type of showers or thunderstorms. As for temperatures, it's mid to upper 80s, if not 90 degrees. A lot of it depends on the timing of any rain. Monday, with a better chance of kind of an on again, off again all day rain event. I have gone a bit cooler comparatively, but even Monday, if we don't see a lot of rain or if there's a big enough gap, we could easily hit the upper 80s. On the roads this morning, 35 still shut down. I was just double checking on that. It's shut down between Orchard and Treebine. If you are going to be traveling in that area, find an alternate route. I know there's routes that take through 675 or through the Beaver Creek area. That's one option. If you're coming from the north, you can find another route in there. But the general theme is 35 still shut down due to a crash that happened at about 2 a.m. So it's now going on about 4 hours that it has been closed.
Tage joins us now with a look at what's up next at the Phrase.
We are continuing our series known as Up Next at the Phrase, sponsored by the Phrase Pavilion. The goal of this series is to bring you details about events, concerts, and more coming to the Phrase over in Kettering. The first segment, our first event that we want to tell you about is the Electric Light Orchestra Experience. It takes the stage on August 1st, featuring an Evil Woman tribute show. Gates open at 6:30. Show starts at 7. You can enjoy a show with brilliant arrangements, flawless artistry, and even better vocals. Tickets are on sale now for varying prices. You can visit the Phrase's website for more information. Plus, we also want to tell you about bacon, because everything, as they say, goes better with bacon. And Bacon Fest is going to be on August 3rd, starting at 4 p.m., going until 10 p.m. Admission is free and open to the public. And while you munch on some of that tasty bacon, you can enjoy free music in the Lincoln Park area and visit the FRI's website for more information. And the last thing we got to tell you about in this series is Scotty McCreery taking the stage on August 8th with special guest Graylin James. They will be performing for Heart to Heart, which is a fundraiser event put on by the Kettering Health Foundation to raise funds for the cardiovascular program. The show starts at 8 p.m. Tickets are on sale now for varying places. You can visit the FRI's for more information. That does it for this edition of Up Next, the FRI's. We'll have more details for you next week.
Our time right now is 6:21. Here's a live look from our Troy traffic cam. Just ahead, Nick's got a look at your forecast.
You're watching Your Day.
Sponsored by the
We're happy to say that we will be back for season 10.
All right, time for Pet of the Day here on Your Day. And on Fridays, we try and, if we can, within reason, get a little weird here. We had Rebecca send in Lemon bearded dragon, and you can see there, I believe we had a bearded dragon or a gecko, sorry, a gecko. I always get those two mixed up for whatever reason, but our production assistant here had a gecko, and here we got a bearded dragon, an absolutely gorgeous one at that. Love the colors, and she also sent in a snake, so kind of exotic pets, if you will. As for today, nothing exotic about today, just a kind of average-ish, maybe below average if you're going by the numbers day. We'll see sunshine at 10 a.m. By noontime, we should be around the upper 70s, low to mid 80s. Then from there, this is going to be a rather comfortable day considering the lack of humidity. Comfortable enough that you can get out there, run around with the kids, maybe break a sweat or two, but it won't be that unbearably hot and humid weather. Now, unfortunately, we do have to do some traffic right now, and we are at the seam of 35 and eastbound. This is where we did get a report, and we have confirmed it, that there was a fatality involving a motorcycle and also a semi. You can see The police or sheriff's office can't tell which jurisdiction it is, but they are still on the scene. Again, 35 East still shut down right now. This actually occurred at 2:30 in the morning, so it gives you an idea. The highway there has been shut down for about 4 hours. If you are trying to get out towards Xenia, you do need to find an alternate route or try and find one of the back ways through either Beaver Creek or that area as a whole.
The Magnificent Seven stocks lost the most market value in a single day on record. The Mag 7 are Meta, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, Alphabet, Microsoft, and Nvidia. Sometimes Tesla is thrown in too. Disappointing earnings from Google and Tesla raise concerns about AI and if it's gotten ahead of itself. Well, the CrowdStrike outage could cost $5.4 billion. Banking and healthcare companies could take the brunt of the hit, as will the major airlines, including Delta, which expects flight disruptions to end today. About $1 billion of those losses are insured. The Samsung products unveiled in Paris are available now. This includes the Galaxy Ring, which starts at $399. The Galaxy Flip and Fold phones are also available and come with Samsung's new AI experience. Well, Apple Maps is finally available on the web, though through a beta that launched yesterday. You can now get driving and walking directions, as well as view ratings and reviews from the web version of Apple Maps in a desktop or mobile browser. You can view guides, order food directly from Maps, explore cities, and get information about businesses. From the NASDAQ market site, I'm Jane King with your Tech Report.
Here's a look at today's poll question. What is your go-to choice for bread at breakfast? You got bagels, biscuits, toast, English muffins, maybe croissants. I don't know. Get your answers in right now. Coming up at 6:50. We'll share our answers and take a look at what some of you had to say. You can find it on our Facebook page.
Our time right now is 6:27. Here's a live look at the U.S. Capitol, where House Republicans passed a symbolic resolution rebuking Vice President Kamala Harris. Coming up, why they're blaming her for issues at the southern border.
But first, here's Julie Moran with America's Steals and Deals.
The following segment is sponsored by Naki.
We're a family of athletes, and we all experience tightness and soreness in our muscles, and we're always looking for easy, safe solutions. And I love Pain Gone because it's so easy to apply. Look at that. You just peel it off. I'm going to put it on my forearm where I get tightness. Also, I get a lot of tightness in my shoulders, and it fits so comfortably and provides such relief. I also like that it has 3 different settings. There's soft pulses, strong pulses, or a combination of both. And there's also 12 intensity levels, so you find what works for you. And if you want to wear it under your clothing, sometimes I do, it's great because it's not big, it's not bulky, easy to conceal. And this is great for anyone who has aches and pains and sits at their desk all day. It's wireless, and it gives you relief with just the touch of a button. You get relief in just 15 minutes, and there's no limit to how often you can use it. These gel pads will last 2 to 3 months, and that's a great value. Now, normally you may have to take over-the-counter medicine, and you would have to wait hours to take another dose. This is the natural pain-free option that you need, and right now we're offering 30% off on Pain Gone. This is an amazing product. It's gonna sell out fast. Head to asadeals.com right now for this very, very exclusive offer.
summer event.
Good morning, I'm Nathan Edwards.
And I'm Alex King. Here are 3 quick stories to get your day started. Motorists called 911 when a family of ducks were spotted trying to cross the highway and just messing up the flow of traffic. Troopers came and escorted the birds somewhere safe. You can see they're stuck on the side there, so scared.
Wish I just pick them up
Mama's
and
just
move
trying
them.
to pick them, trying to protect her babies. I
Yeah,
know.
and they're like, oh, here we go. Let's run. Make a run for it.
It's like, come on, kids.
That's like crossing a crosswalk downtown.
Oh, poor babies. They're probably so scared.
Well, they made it off the road.
Yes, they did.
Alive. So there you go. And the first trailer for the upcoming Bob Dylan biopic, A Complete Unknown, starring Timothy Chalamet, has just been released and shows Chalamet doing his own singing as the popular singer-songwriter.
Well, we did learn that he's a really good singer in Willy Wonka, so...
I was going to say, that was great. He was great in that movie.
I was shocked.
Yeah.
So, looking forward to... He's just so great.
Well,
he's all around great.
Bob Dylan's a music icon, but he's kind of a mysterious figure sometimes, too. So I think this could be interesting.
Interesting, definitely. Yeah. And after weeks of triple-digit temps with no end in sight, staff at the Phoenix Zoo decided to treat the animals with a faux snow day to cool them off. This is so sweet. They even provided cool snacks and shaved ice for them to enjoy.
Some
There's
frozen
nothing
watermelon.
like some icy, sweet treat on a hot summer day.
I was going to say, I had a slushie yesterday, and it was just, it brought me life.
Did you get blue ice cream at?
I don't really like, I mean, it's fine, but I'm not going to pay for it.
Wow.
What?
I just had so many feelings towards you just then.
Well, go ahead. It's all right.
No.
We all have our own preferences, Alex. We're following breaking news at this hour.
All lanes on US 35 East at South Orchard Lane are shut down following a fatal crash between a motorcycle and a semi.
Yeah, due to oncoming traffic here, you can kind of see what's going on, but it's a little difficult at this time. But you see lots of flashing lights. Looks like a construction zone as well. So certainly they are trying to get this cleaned up as quickly as possible. But if you're heading out towards Xenia this morning, expect some delays. You also may just want to find a new route altogether. You're looking at the ODOT camera right there, and you can see people are kind of diverting around that. Fortunately, there are enough back roads to get you out and about. So do your best this morning. We will continue to bring you updates from the Breaking News Center all morning long. To get breaking news push alerts sent directly to your phone, download the Dayton 24/7 Now app in Google Play and Apple App Stores.
And here's a live look from Dayton this morning. The sun is coming up.
Yes.
It's going to be a great Friday. I can feel it. It's going to be a good weekend.
We got that Friday feels, don't we?
We really do.
That's right. Let's check in with meteorologist Nick Maruziak. Nick, are you feeling that Friday energy?
I'm just happy to get through work week, Nathan. I am struggling, but we're getting there, man. I'm going to start ramping up by 9 a.m. I'm going to be doing cartwheels over here in the weather center. As for today, we are waking up to temperatures 50s and 60s. Not too shabby. I do point out that the dew points have dropped all the way into the 50s. Much drier air mass in play, and that'll last at least through the early part of tomorrow. What ends up happening during the second half is we get more and more humid, and with temperatures eventually getting mid or upper 80s, it is going to turn really hot and humid outside. So keep in mind, the next few days, we're going to see the heat and humidity return. Might as well enjoy today while it lasts.
Former President Barack Obama and his wife Michelle have officially endorsed Vice President Kamala Harris for this year's presidential election. The former president said he couldn't be prouder to endorse Harris. The VP thanked the Obamas for their support and expressed gratitude for their decades-long friendship. Obama did not immediately endorse Harris after President Joe Biden announced he was dropping out of the race. A source says the former two-term president believed it was important for the Democratic Party to have a legitimate process for delegates to select a new nominee.
House Republicans passed a symbolic resolution Thursday rebuking Kamala Harris over the Biden administration's handling of the border.
I rise to condemn Vice President Kamala Harris for her failed and dangerous policies as Joe Biden's border czar that caused the most catastrophic border crisis in modern history.
The tally was 220 to 196, with 6 Democrats joining Republicans. The passage comes as Republicans call attention to the vice president's oversight of the border after she became the presumptive Democratic nominee this week. Democrats, meanwhile, are criticizing the resolution as pointless.
The only reason that Republicans are doing this today is to distract the American people from the fact that they still can't get anything done here on the House floor that will actually benefit the American people.
The White House has dismissed the attacks on Harris. Instead, it's criticizing GOP lawmakers for rejecting the bipartisan border deal senators struck earlier this year.
Our time right now is 6:37. Don't forget you can get your headlines scrolling at the bottom of the screen.
And your weather on the side of your screen all morning long, even during commercials.
We're partnering with Crayons to Classrooms and Raising Canes to better prepare kids as they head back to school. How you can join along and the help up next.
You're watching Your Day.
The Rock and Green Tomato Festival is back on Saturday, August 3rd. Come on out to Riverfront Park in Miamisburg and meet some of your favorite Dayton 24/7 Now news personalities. Free admission, games, food vendors, live music, plus fireworks. Details online and on Facebook.
Are you ready to
at JeffSchmidtNissan.com and experience the Jeff Schmidt advantage today.
The Dayton 24/7 Now News app, brought to you by the Jeff Schmidt Auto Group.
Weather Window, presented by the National Weather Desk.
This lobster caught off New Hampshire's coast is a rare find, like 1 in 100 million, according to the Seacoast Science Center. It's called a cotton candy lobster because of its coloring resembling the sweet treats. These raccoons found quite the catch in a Nashville bird feeder. And in Boise, something you don't see every day, tumbleweeds bumbling along in the rain.
For more content like this, follow the National Weather Desk on Instagram.
Kids of all ages need the right tools to make the most of their education. And this week, Dayton 24/7 Now is partnering with Crayons to Classrooms to help provide school supplies for local students. Tage joins us now with a closer look at the impact they're having in the Miami Valley.
we're continuing to highlight a great local nonprofit in our region who supports teachers and their students in having supplies and keeping them prepared for success in our school system. That would be Crayons to Classrooms, and joining us today is their development manager, our friend Diane. It is a pleasure to be with you today. How are you doing?
Great, thanks so much for coming.
We are happy to be here at your facility today, and I wanted to remind our audience real quick, what is the primary mission of Crayons to Classrooms? What is the focus of this organization?
So we secure and distribute school supplies for completely free to teachers and students in need across the Miami Valley.
That is a great mission, and I'm sure a mission that has helped so many students and so many teachers over the years. I want to talk about your position here at Crayons to Classrooms. I know you're relatively new to the team. What is it that you do here? Give me the details.
So as the development manager, I'm responsible for part of the fundraising. In cooperation with the development director, we work on grants, we have annual giving, we have sponsorships and donations.
Is fundraising something that can be a bit tough in this kind of realm? I know it probably takes a lot of money to run an organization like this.
Yeah, but you'd be surprised. I think we're small but mighty. We really multiply the impact of every dollar that we get by about 5. So yeah, a little goes a long way.
I love that. A little can go a long way. So if anybody's watching at home right now and they're thinking, hey, we want to support this organization, what are some of the ways that you think it's the best way for them to support you? How can they really make a difference in your lives, making a difference in other people's lives?
So we would love it if people would check out our website. You can go to crayonstoclassrooms.org. You can make a financial donation there. You can sign up to be a volunteer. You can get in touch with us if you're interested in sponsoring something. There's a lot of different ways to engage with our mission.
And we're just about out of time. The last thing I'll ask you, I know you're the development manager, so what's on the horizon? What's the long-term development of this organization look like?
We just want to serve every school where at least 60% of the kiddos are on free or reduced lunch and they really have needs. We want to be able to give them what they need for success at school and beyond.
Already a great mission, and they're looking to expand that mission even more. My friend Diane, it was a pleasure to chat with you today. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
And kids of all ages need the right tools to make the most of their education. Dayton 24/7 Now is partnering with Crayons to Classrooms all week to provide local school supplies to kids in need as they head back to class. Help Us Stuff the Bus is parked outside of our studio at 2245 Corporate Place in Miamisburg. That's just off the Dayton Mall exit. We are ready for your donations.
Our time right now is 6:44. Here is a look at today's poll question. What's your go-to choice for bread at breakfast? Get your answers into our Facebook page. We're sharing our answers and taking a look at what some of you had to say.
You're watching Your Day.
Sponsored by
3 and under are free. All this and more at lendervision.com.
Well, effectively, the next day or two is going to be relatively quiet. We will have a whole lot of sunshine both today and tomorrow. Realistically, there's just going to be some passing clouds during the mornings, and that should be about it. Now, if you're going to the pool, today ends up being a pretty A-OK day. We're pointing out that we are going to be looking at the occasional cloudy patch or two at some point, just, afternoon, evening clouds. But by and large, it should be sunny. Otherwise, low to mid 80s. Meanwhile, tonight, we do have temperatures in the upper 50s, so it's going to be somewhat of a cool start to tomorrow. Tomorrow, though, warms rapidly. It's one of those cases where I would say if you need the extra layer, be prepared to take it off rather quickly for tomorrow morning. Or if you're like me, going to go out to the golf course tomorrow, probably you could just get away with shorts and a t-shirt, especially if you're going to be out there for 3, 4, 5, 6 hours or so. On the roads this morning, a couple things we've got going on. So first and foremost, 35 eastbound still shut down right now between the greater Xenia or Beaver Creek and Xenia area. That is where there was a earlier crash. It involved a motorcycle and a semi and led to one fatality. We're still working to get some of the details on that. But again, the big story is 35 is shut down as of right now, which means that if you're trying to get around that area, you're going to have to find an alternate route. And based on the fact that people are trying to get in there, we're already seeing a pretty big backup towards 675. Another incident, it's at Jackson Street at Park Manor Drive. So there are a couple of other incidents this morning. As always, give yourself some extra time and space as you head out the door.
All right, well, digital producer Max is off today, so we're talking with Nick about our poll question. Nick?
So this is one that is based on Bagel Fest, I think it is, right? Bagel Fest Day. You can only pick one type of breakfast bread. What's your go-to choice? You got your biscuits down here, you got your English muffin, you got your bagel, or your toast.
Oh, yes. Okay, so I'm a biscuit boy through and through. And if you toss in some sausage gravy, then I am a very happy biscuit boy.
Now, do you have a particular brand, like, the Dolly Parton ones?
Dolly's biscuits? No, those are your favorite. My grandmother used to make her own biscuits, and those were really good. I don't remember those, but like sausage gravy, I hate to say it, but like Bob Evans is definitely just the best.
Ah.
It is pretty good. Yeah, so this was kind of hard for me because I eat like a breakfast sandwich almost every single day when I go home. So I wanted to put toast, but I grew up on biscuits and gravy, so I have to go with my heart.
Do you have a particular toast that you like?
Toast or
biscuit?
biscuit?
like either or.
Biscuits, I mean, usually I'll just get like the typical Pillsbury biscuits, the extra flaky ones, but I mean, I'm happy with any biscuit, honestly.
Yeah, I am just a plain bagel person. Give me that, give me some cream cheese, and let me on my own.
Give you a good old schmear, you'll be a happy boy, right? Yeah?
A little lox, too.
A little lox, ooh, fancy. Our time right now is 6:52. Preparing for a school year involves more than just school supplies. Coming up, we've got recommendations from doctors on keeping kids healthy.
You're watching Your Day.
Full measures. It's Black Friday in July at the Better Sleep Shop.
Roads are now back open this morning after a reported standoff in Springfield. Officers say the situation started just before 6 p.m. in the 700 block of North Belmont Avenue. It continued for several hours. Now, at first, police said 2 people barricaded themselves in a home. Traffic was blocked off. As police investigated, it actually stemmed from a theft involving a firearm, and no one barricaded inside. Police are looking for possible suspects. We'll continue to update you on air and online as soon as we learn more information.
This morning, we have an update on the 2 major I-70 crashes that we brought to you as breaking news yesterday. I-70 East in Clark County is back open. One of those crashes involved a stolen car and a chase with deputies. The crash ended when the car crashing into a cruiser. 36-year-old John Anderson was arrested. He'd been involved in multiple chases with different agencies. Another unrelated crash happened about a mile behind the chase involving 2 semis. One of those drivers was taken to the hospital by Care Flight.
A man's now waking up behind bars this morning. Police arrested 55-year-old Jeffrey Atkinson in connection with the hit and run that left a 9-year-old girl seriously hurt. It happened on Wayne Avenue Monday night. Earlier this week, we showed you this video catching the hit and run on camera. Now, Atkinson was booked into Montgomery County Jail Tuesday and charged with leaving the scene of an accident, aggravated vehicular assault, and OVI. His bond has been set at $500,000. The 9-year-old's in ICU and is stable.
With the new school year and Ohio's annual tax holiday approaching, everyone is gearing up for some back-to-school shopping. Eli Burgett visited the Beaver Creek Walmart to find out how you can make the most out of your annual school shopping trip.
When it comes to back-to-school shopping for things like markers, folders, and pencils, the last thing anybody wants is stress. And after speaking with representatives from Walmart, I learned how you can make your shopping experience both easy and inexpensive.
Well, we know our customers are very interested in value and pricing, and so Walmart provides a one-stop shop opportunity for them to get the basics that they need to get their kids back into school.
With the upcoming sales tax holiday being extended from 3 days to 10 days, local retailers are committed to making back-to-school shopping as easy as possible. From introducing sensory-friendly hours to having all of the local school lists on their websites, back-to-school shopping in 2024 is more accessible than ever before. In addition to the sales tax holiday being extended, the items that qualify for the tax exemption have also been changed. For 2024, any tangible personal items under $500 are qualified for the sales tax exemption.
The annual sales tax holiday in Ohio begins on July 30th and runs all the way through August 8th. So at any point during that time, you can stop by your local Walmart or go to walmart.com to see all of the deals that they have. I might actually buy this one. Back to you.
Well, it's hard to believe, but for many, school starts back up in about a month. So it's a good time to start looking for new clothes, pick up school supplies, and make a call to your doctor. Gwenna Falloon spoke to Dr. Roberto Colon with Premier Health, and she shares his tips on getting your kids ready for the upcoming year.
Has it been more than a year since they have seen their health provider? Are they overdue for any vaccinations?
Dr. Roberto Colon with Premier Health reminding everyone back to school is about a month away.
Every time we start the school year, we end up seeing this increase in respiratory illnesses that doesn't always translate into COVID. Very often, it's going to be the common colds that we see out there, some adenoviruses, occasionally gastrointestinal illnesses.
This is why he says it's so important, not just for your kids, but you as well, to stay up to